Hello everybody, my name is Selyp, and welcome to Sang-Froid, Tales of Werewolves. This is going to be a walkthrough for the game, and the reason this is called Part 0 is because the beginning is pretty much just a tutorial, so I don't think you'll really need help with it, but I wanted to post this anyway for the sake of completeness, and also for people who wanted to just see the story and kind of watch along with me. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. And you can choose between these two characters. We have Joe and Jack. For this walkthrough, we're going to be going with Jack. He is the harder character. Suits strategic players that favor cunning and traps, and there's more strategy involved, so we're going to go ahead and do that, because I like strategy. So, if you can't tell already, this is a game based in Canada. It's created by some French developers, so there's a whole lot of French stuff going on here, so I will try my best to pronounce everything correctly. But it is available on Steam Greenlight, and it's actually already available, and if you buy it right now, you get access to the beta, and the game will be released in March. So we are currently playing the beta, and it's pretty cool so far. So we're going to head and just overwrite this. Let's go ahead, MrSelyp, and let's get started. So this is how you pick your level. It goes by each day. So during the day you're kind of setting your traps, gearing up, and then at night you're fighting off werewolves. In the beginning though, there's just a bunch of story stuff and some tutorials. So let's go ahead and get right into day 5, which is actually the first day of the game.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't my little sister, Josephine. What good wind blows you to the deepest, darkest forest to see your hermit brother?
More like a storm, I'm afraid. The parish priest went crazy and jumped me like a demon when I was dusting the sacristy. I tried to fend him off with the candelabra, but a candle fell on the floor and the church caught fire. Ever since, the whole parish of Wolfsvale says it's my fault.
That's just crazy! Doesn't make any sense at all. But hey, don't just stand there like you're holding up the doorpost.
The thing is, you see, Jacques, I'm not alone.
Don't worry. It wasn't my idea to come here, brother.
Without Joseph to protect me, the villagers would have torn me to pieces in the village square. He can't live there anymore either. Please, Jacques, for the love of our mother, let bygones be bygones, and let us both stay here with you.
Did you hear that? Sounds like a wolverine's outside spooking our horses. You two make yourselves at home. I'll try to get rid of it. And Josie, don't feel obliged to finish my whiskey.
Okay, so we're about to start the first night. As you can tell, there is a storyline in this game. It's pretty comprehensive, and so far it's not too bad. There's some bad blood between Jack and his brother. But anyway, as far as the actual gameplay, here's a quick little
Bloody
tutorial.
Hell. Horses are dead, and it's gotta be a wolf, not a wolverine. The pack must not be far.
Yes, as far as the gameplay, it reminds me a lot of Orcs Must Die, in the sense that you're setting traps and stuff, and then you're going to see how those work out and kill guys. So we're just going to go up here, and this guy's just by himself, so it's not big of a problem. And it's pretty fun setting your strategy up and then watching it get executed, especially when it works out well. So let's just run up here and check this out.
The bridge to Wolfsvale is burning. With our only way out of the woods blocked, I won't be able to get rid of my brother for a while.
Combat. Your health is represented by the red bar at the bottom of the screen, while your stamina is represented by the green bar. You use stamina for each attack you make. If you run out of stamina, then your attacks are slow and weak. You accumulate rage for each attack you land on an enemy. The fire on the HUD and on your axe indicates that you have some rage built up. Right-click to unleash all your rage. To evade enemy attacks, you can press the space bar to perform a dodge roll.
Okay, so like you said, those are the basics of combat. And most of the time, you don't really want to get stuck in melee combat very often. You can... Against these regular wolves, it's not too bad, but it can quickly get pretty rough if you're trying to fight werewolves, or multiple werewolves. Miller up here.
Help! May Saint Anne have mercy on me! For the love of God, please help me!
Okay, let's go help him out. Gonna get to try out our gun right here.
The rifle. To reload your rifle, hold down the Control key. To reload faster, click the right mouse button repeatedly. This icon appears when your rifle is loaded. Your crosshair will be red if you have no target, or if your target is out of range. It will be yellow if you're auto-locked onto an enemy. If you aim carefully for the head, the crosshair will turn green, and you can make a headshot, causing maximum damage. Left-click to fire. The amount of ammo you have remaining is shown at the bottom left of the screen.
Okay, so simple enough. You don't want to use your gun too much in this game. Well, I take that back. You want to make sure you use your gun at the right times because of how slow it reloads. There's the headshot there. And you want to make sure you don't waste shots because you do have to buy ammo in between missions. And if you notice down there on the bottom left, there's a silver bullet and a divine bullet, and those actually will come into effect later, depending on the types of creatures we're fighting. But let's go ahead and rescue this guy real quick.
The good Lord has sent you! Without your help, I would have been devoured like a rabbit.
Hard to miss you, Miller. Think they heard you all the way to Quebec City.
Be careful. There's a pack of rabid wolves around here.
How many?
Dozens, hundreds maybe. They even blocked the road to my mill in the east. Go see by yourself if you want. As for me, I'm gonna run and hole up at the W. Hood Company.
Okay, so we just have to go secure the road real quick. Like I said, this tutorial's pretty easy. It's pretty basic just to get you the concepts of the game. So if you're watching this, you're most likely just wanting to see the game, how it plays and stuff, and
Fear factor.
and the story. The fear factor's pretty cool.
When you're in combat, the fear factor meter appears at the bottom of the screen. This meter represents the time you have before your enemy's next attack. The more your enemies fear you, the greater the distance between both icons and the more time you have before the next attack. However, enemies aren't as afraid of you with each passing second, in which case the icons start to get closer. When your enemy's fear factor is equal to yours, the icons touch and your enemies attack. If you're running low on stamina, it's better to keep your distance and let it recharge. Be careful though, even if you have a higher fear factor, enemies will still attack you if you're too close.
Yeah, the fear factor is one of the unique things I'm enjoying about this game so far. You can keep them away with fire and stuff like that, as you'll see soon. There we go, take care of that guy. And pretty much just want to make sure we don't run out of stamina so that we can keep attacking. Nothing too crazy. Every once in a while you'll get enraged and you can do that, which does a nice amount of damage. And I believe that is... We might have one more battle here, but I think that was the end of the first tutorial.
Pack management. When you attack multiple enemies at the same time, your chances for survival drop. So it's important to know how to intimidate your enemies to space out their attacks. There are 2 ways to intimidate your enemies. First, every time an enemy takes damage, its fear factor decreases. Second, the icon at the bottom of the screen is one of your special abilities, the intimidating shout. Press the Q key to shout and intimidate your enemies. Don't forget, the distance between the 2 icons is how long you have before the next attack. Take this time to reload your gun and let your stamina recharge. Lastly, the paw symbol over an enemy's head means it's next to attack. Always pay attention to them.
So yeah, pack management is pretty important in this game, as you can see. You don't want to fight things by yourself, or you don't want to get cornered basically by multiple enemies, because they are pretty tough, especially once you start getting into the harder creatures. So let's try and get a headshot on this guy. Ah, not the greatest aim ever, but it's okay, we should be totally fine here. Low on stamina. And let's get this guy. Hey, we missed that. That's nice. And there we go. So that's the end of the first tutorial. There are actually 3 tutorials, which is why I'm doing this part 0, because there's a lot of story in these tutorials.
That's my brother. I turned my back for 2 seconds, and he's in hot water. I'd better get back to the cabin as quick as I can.
Okay, so let's... Right of the screen, you'll find the status of the icons of your buildings. The whole point of the game is to protect your buildings, basically. So it's kind of like a tower defense type thing. When you're actually playing, once you actually get set free and are allowed to do stuff on your own. But there is a lot of stuff that you need to learn before that happens. So it's kind of slow to start because of all the tutorials. But I definitely see why, because there is a lot of stuff you need to learn. And wow, we are getting our ass handed to us, which is why you don't really want to fight things on your own, like I was saying. Let's go ahead and shoot that guy, and never mind. Things are not going well. I guess I should probably use my intimidating shout and shoot at that guy, because he's the tough one there. And he should be just about dead. Let's get our stamina up. We've got quite a bit of time for the fear factor. And we'll take a last shot, and he should be gone. So we are good. Yes, we survived by the skin of our teeth, because I'm trying to commentate and I'm not paying too much attention. I was underestimating those guys, which is something you don't want to do in this game.
They speak to me. I hear them. But especially I see. I see the beasts. They were sent by the devil.
What happened?
I don't know. She started shaking like a crazy person. Then she let out an awful scream and fell to the ground.
I never should have let you stay here. You just bring bad luck.
There was nothing I could do, I tell you. Go get Dr. Lamontagne.
I don't know what happened. The bridge to Wolvesvale was burned down. We'll have to wait till morning.
The plot thickens. There's a heavy religious storyline. The devil is involved, demons are involved, blessings, as you would expect with werewolves and stuff. So it's pretty cool for those of you who are into werewolf lore. Here's a werewolf here. There's lots of tips on stuff like this, like what kind of traps to use and everything. but we'll get into that more in a little bit. So, Chapter 2, Desires and Regrets.
My lord, forgive me. I was overcome with desire. What have I done? What have I done?
You're only a man, LCR.
Who's there? Who are you?
But you just now invited me. When you tried to attack your servant Josephine after she'd refused your advances, I thought we had some affinities. But when you let the fire spread in your church after Josephine hit you with the candelabra, when you accused her in front of all the villagers of the crime that you had in fact committed, that was when I knew we were going to do great things together. And that is what brings me here to make an offer you can't possibly refuse concerning your lovely and inaccessible servant.
So we've got the devil messing with the priest there, tempting him. So yes, here is the strategy mode. This is how you're mostly going to start each day. So let's go ahead and get a quick overview of this. See them beast want to carry me to their master and they'll attack tonight. I feel the presence of a werewolf.
Omens. The Omen cards represent Josephine's visions, and they help you plan your defense for the coming night. This shows the type of enemy that will attack. Leaving your cursor over a card will show you a lot of information about that enemy type. This is the number of enemies that will attack from this area. The attacking order of the Omen cards depends on what wave they belong to. During the night, a new wave will not attack until the previous wave has been defeated. You can choose which waves you see on the map with the filters on the right side of the screen. The last icon on the card represents what their target is for the night. In this case, it's your house. If you click on a card, you'll see the enemy's path to their target. Plan your strategy with the help of these Omen cards.
Now we know where they're going to attack from, so we can set traps. So it's pretty cool that they actually explain that in the story, like why we know where they're going to attack. And this first one, it basically tells us where to put stuff. No, we don't need to watch that. Wolf trap, basically all you need to know is they run on there and the wolf will die. We also have hanging nets, which are cool. Let's put this one here where it shows us to. Another one there. Okay, we don't need to watch that either. Basically all you need to know is they go under there and then we shoot the net and the rocks will fall on them. So, start every night at your house. Click start night when you're ready. So later on we'll be able to do cool stuff like place other traps. With our remaining action points we'll be able to chop lumber and get more money. So it does reward you for doing it with less traps, which is interesting. You can also level up your character, as we will see soon, and go to the town and purchase items to use. Like you can purchase different types of whiskey, stuff like that you can use, and upgrade your weapons and all that kind of stuff. You can actually even get your axe enchanted by a priest, which is pretty cool. So, you can press tab and see who's going to come. We know the wolves are going to come down there. So, these traps should take care of most of them. And we can take care of the rest. So let's show off these traps real quick. Dead. They saw us. Get over here. Dead. Okay, so we should be perfectly fine here. Take that guy out. You get money for all the kills because you're skinning them and selling their pelts. So up here, what we can do, I think there's a tutorial video for this, but I'm gonna skip it and just show you guys. Yeah, let's go ahead and skip this. Detection. Basically, I'll just show you what the video said. We're gonna yell right here, and now they know where we're at. and they're gonna run to that red mark there, because that's where they last heard us. And then we're gonna drop this. So see how that says 1 and 2, and we know there's 2 enemies under there. Boom. And they're dead. And if they weren't dead, we could finish them off. But regular wolves are pretty easy to kill, so it's not a problem. Reload our rifle, which takes quite a while, but I like that. Keeps it balanced and makes you use it at strategic times. And we're going to do the same thing here, except there's going to be a werewolf. So let's wait for him to get within our shouting range, which is that red ring up there on the minimap. So, here we go.
I'll see you burn in hell!
They say cool things too. So he's actually going to be running from this way. Now we just wait for him. So like I said, it's pretty easy at the beginning. They're telling you everything, but as soon as they let go of holding your hand, it's quite enjoyable. So let's take him out. He's almost dead. Boom. And we are good. We survived the night. There we go. Okay, so we've got our experience, we've got our pelts, our summary. We leveled up. So in the next map, we'll actually be able to pick how we want to spend that skill point. So we are going to go ahead and end it there. In the next episode, we'll be doing the next night, which is kind of where we start to get a little bit on our own. It's still a bit guided, but we can actually start placing traps where we want to and stuff like that. So, hope you guys are enjoying this game so far. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.